As you guys might have heard, there's a new game called Palwrold that took over Steam by storm. Naturally, I decided to give it a try. With the amount of hype surrounding this game, I had high hopes, and to be honest, I was very impressed with the product. Palwrold is a survival game centered around creatures called pals. I know they look like Pokemons, but I'm gonna talk about all that later. Now you can capture these pals with different types of spheres, and you can summon them for fighting other pals and NPCs, or you can put them into work in your base. Building your base and gathering materials is a time-consuming thing to do, but when you put your pals into work, they basically do everything for you, such as mining stone, chopping wood, farming, making wool, and all sorts of things. Every pal has its own unique abilities for both fighting and working. For example, some pals are really good at mining, while others are good at handiwork, planting, making wool and other stuff. You can use the pal deck menu to see what your pals are good at. While your pals work in your base, it gives you time to explore and go to different areas of the game. There's a lot of locations to explore and find different types of pals. There are dungeons and boss fights that you can do. You can either kill or capture pal bosses, which is kinda cool. You can also participate in duels at the Syndicate Tower, which also reminds you of Pokemon. Now the game is not perfect, it has a lot of bugs and some mechanics feel a little bit clunky like PAL's pathing AI, but you gotta remember that the game is still in early access and they are going to work on the issues that players are having right now. So as you guys know, there's a lot of controversy surrounding Palwrold. I just decided to give my 2 cents on the situation. This guy made a tweet that shows the similarities between Pokemons and pals. Some of them are very similar, but some are barely a stretch. And I just want to make this clear that as a gamer, played games over 20 plus years or something, the end product is all that matters to me. I enjoyed playing Palwrold, so I don't care about all these controversial stuff that is happening on Twitter or X, but I don't care. People who bought the game, the 8 million player who bought the game, don't care about these stuff. If there's anything, a lawsuit would happen. I don't know about that, but crying or bitching on Twitter, it just doesn't really makes sense to me. It's all nonsense. Also, there was this guy, no, not this guy, some guy on Twitter who made a one-to-one comparison between a pal and a Pokemon, and he later said that he fabricated it. He just probably wanted to make some dramas, get some likes, get some views on Twitter. Goddamn what people do to get attention. Now this guy quoted, "Artists' opinions don't matter. What matters is the opinion of the people buying the product." So this is probably a quote from Asmongold. Let's watch this for context.
To expect me to draw a moral line, I have to perceive a difference that I consider substantial. And I do not consider the difference substantial. Do you guys? No. Right. No. And that's really what matters. If it was made with AI, I'm completely okay with that because it was fun.
The evidence is
doesn't
that
matter. Nobody really cares
the lead
about this.
developer has been very positive about AI in the past and made an AI game
We're gonna play
called
this, by the way.
AI Art Imposter that lets
Yeah.
an AI artist draw a picture. And so that was like one of the games.
We're gonna be playing this week.
Yes, just generally has been much more positive about some of the benefits of AI rather than what is the normal sentiment amongst artists and I guess general Twitter population, which is that AI is bad and it takes jobs from people.
Well, AI and the sentiment from artists opinions don't matter. It just doesn't matter because what matters is the opinion of the people that are buying the product. Like, it doesn't, like, your opinion on it, like, just because you do it doesn't, like, nobody cares. Like, it's not relevant. It's like whenever one of these, like, really well-respected and really respectable directors talks about how bad Marvel is. Shut up, old man. Shut up. I like watching the Thor movie. It was cool.
So I guess basically what he's saying is that when you go work for some company, they ask you to do something and you do it for them. You don't put your twist or what you want on that work. And in this case, I almost agree with Asman, because I'm who's buying the product. I should be happy with the product that I'm buying or receiving, because the players' reviews are the thing that matters. And I don't know, this guy, he says this has to be the stankiest take in recent history, goddamn, lol.
Ready to expect.
Another guy, I think, who's bitching on Twitter. You know whose opinion doesn't matter? Yours opinion. So we have the Pokemon Company releases official statement about Palwrold. We intend to investigate and take appropriate measures. Now I think if Nintendo wanted to sue the Palwrold developers, they would have done it already. But because they are known for suing people, and I don't think anything major is going to happen, so give it or take it. And I think this guy is Pirate Software, very popular. Let's see.
Japan doesn't have any fair use for its copyright law. There's no such thing as fair use in Japan. None. Doesn't exist. So with that in mind, if Nintendo wants to go after you, if you're in the US or Europe or anywhere else, because you're showing off Nintendo stuff, they have every right to, because there's no fair use in Japan. They can stop you from doing that. They've done it many, many times. It may feel unsavory, but that's within their purview to do so, right? Normal stuff. Super normal stuff. Now, with that in mind, let's say that Nintendo wanted to go after Pocket Pair and said, hey, there's something wrong. Well, Pocket Pair's been working on this game publicly for 3 years. They haven't done it. Pocket Pair's now released the game and they have 5 million sales, and they still haven't done it. And on top of all of this, on top of everything else, they're both in Japan, which means it wouldn't even be an international lawsuit. It'd be a local lawsuit. So if they're not doing it, why is everyone on Twitter bitching? Pretty sure that Nintendo, one of the most litigious game companies in the world, would have more of a handle and understanding of the law than all of the armchair experts on Twitter. Japan doesn't have any fair.
So I don't know anything about the fair use in Japan. I honestly have no idea, but this guy seems to know it. And in that case, there's nothing that Nintendo can actually do. But we should see and let things go by. You're just a cheap fucking knockoff. Oh no, I'm the upgrade. So people demanded a Pokemon game for years. Nintendo didn't do shit. And now some other developers did it and they are getting flamed by Twitter. Come on. This game was good. I played it a lot, Palwrold, in the span of few days. And it's very enjoyable. I don't know why they are getting this much hate. And as you guys see on Steam, they are currently number 1 most players in a game online, and its all-time peak was 2 million, more than CS, more than Dota, not more than PUBG to be honest, but more than GTA, more than Baldur's Gate. Damn. And its all-time peak, yeah, it's number 2 on history of Steam. Good for them, good for the devs. They made an awesome game and they sold more than 8 million copies on Steam only in 6 days. And you guys need to know that the game is free on Xbox Game Pass, so just imagine the numbers. And they released a roadmap for their updates that are coming. And they are fixing some of the bugs. And there's a lot of bugs, but even with the bugs, the game is fucking enjoyable. I don't know. People should stop complaining on Twitter. No one needs the approval of people in Twitter. No one cares. So I just don't know. It's nonsense. It's a waste of time. Now I think the game is good. If you haven't played it, go play it. And that's my take. Don't care about this bullshit stuff that is happening in the communities, especially Twitter. Go and play the game. And if you liked watching this video, like.